I'm Mike Gashaway, the new lifestyle correspondent, Guns.com. This is Jody Stelzig, stunt stud, gun weapons handler extraordinaire, the guy who did HBO, Westworld, the guy who did the Alamo, the guy who's done almost everything you can think of. We're going to talk to him today, and we're going to find out what it takes to be a stunt man, to be a weapons master, and what it takes to handle it all from A to Z in the gun world and the movie set. I'm Mike. The FU at the end is silent. That's Jody Stelzig, stunt man extraordinaire. Let's go talk, Jody. What do you say? All right. Thank you, my brother.
Welcome to Rockin' J.
Love the animals. All right, I'm here with Jody Stelzig, a real cowboy, collegiate national finals, rodeo, bareback, bronc riding, son of a gun. Jody, thanks for having us out to your ranch here, brother. I'm proud to be out here visiting with you.
Thank you, Mike. We're happy to have you all out here in beautiful Caldwell County, Texas, Monday afternoon.
Love the horses, love everything about it. Tell me a little bit about your background as a cowboy and a rodeo guy, a stunt man, a weapons master, the guy who wears so many cowboy hats.
Mike, I did qualify for the college and national finals back in '95. I was in the bareback riding.
Ooh, barebacking, huh?
Bareback riding, a really mediocre team roper. Still am. Still do it.
Heading or heeling?
Both.
All right.
Both. Very mediocre at both. And through that, I was, after college, rodeoing professionally in the prairie circuit and going all over the United States. And through happenstance, I just ran into a coordinator at, of all places, a horse auction.
A stunt coordinator?
He was a livestock coordinator.
Okay.
And he said, hey, I need a bunch of little wiry guys like you for a movie. Well, I laughed and probably blushed a little and thought, oh yeah, you know what the promises mean, right, Mike, in this business?
Yeah, we've all been there, haven't we?
And he was kind enough to leave me his phone number, and he said, call me in 2 months. I'll have more info.
Huh.
So I did, and the next thing I knew, in August of 1999, I was loaded truck and trailer, and I was heading to Rock Hill, South Carolina.
Are you kidding me? What movie were you on there?
That was The Patriot. Some years ago, we started seeing here and in other states in the South, just kind of a general decline in people having any interest in the armoring and safety aspects of it.
Uh-huh.
You know, for years, and I'm sure like when you got into the business, you saw a lot of times the special effects guy may be doing the armoring.
Right.
A props master may be sidelining as the armorer. And the dedicated crew that their deal was, hey, we're gonna armor, we're gonna make it safe. This is gonna be a great show. Nobody's gonna be worried. We just started seeing that tail off of people choosing to do that.
Yep.
And I fell into it by accident some years ago. We were working on an overseas television program that filmed mostly in Texas. And through that, it was such a small production and they had a need. I was stunt coordinating.
Uh-huh.
I was also helping with the large animals and the horses too. And I got some of my cousins who worked in the film business down here, and we just started putting it together and built the deal into what it is now, and,
wow.
and the amount of inventory, and it's a lot to keep up with.
Forbes magazine called Westworld interactive event, the South by Southwest event, the biggest and best publicity stunt of the 21st century. And you were in charge of the weapons and making sure everything went off slick and safe. Tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it was very interesting because, as I'm sure you guys remember from your pre-production and going, 2 weeks out, at 2 weeks out was when they, were really able. First off, they got a hold of me.
Yeah. And
they said, hey, we're short on time. We don't know, is this something your company can do? And I was like, I think so. Let me make sure I've got everything you need opened up. So I called my business partner and we looked at everything we had out on productions, what was in the warehouse. And they said, we need at least 15 of those revolvers, and we need, 4 of those rifles and a couple of backups. Well, those aren't just, growing on trees on every street corner here in Central Texas.
I mean, they weren't using no plastic guns, were they?
No, we didn't. I can tell you, for a couple of the stunt fights outside, they used one of our rubber revolvers.
Right.
So, which was a necessity, but we actually provided them all reproductions that were incapable of firing even any kind of blank. And then one dedicated blank firing only prop gun that did not have a hollow barrel.
Right.
So it was the side flare, which is probably the safest blank firing guns you can get now, especially with the cowboy type guns.
Right. So. Now, I happen to be lucky enough to be part of the cast of the Westworld thing. I was Charlie Jenkins, the car dealer, so I didn't have a gun or anything. But you required us to all have safety meetings. Tell us a little bit about that, on how things stay safe on set.
Something I learned a long time ago, and I was real fortunate. My business partner was the head armorer at Euro Disney in Paris, France for Buffalo Bill's Wild West show.
Okay.
He actually wrote the gun safety manual that they still use for the show today. I got to learn from that manual.
Wow.
Not only from him, he taught me, but I got to learn the protocol, and we transferred it from a live show to a full theatrical production for, stage, film, outdoors, like the wonderful Westworld show that you helped out with so much. What I took from that was, we started seeing, when I was talking about the decline earlier, what we were seeing was a lack of knowledge in communication between the armorer and the cast and crew. And a lot of, there could be some instances where there was a little bit of lack of transparency. So what we've done is we've opened it up and said, if you're cast and crew, I want you get to examine this. When this weapon comes on the set, whether it's cold, unloaded, or whether it's going to be blank firing today, protocol dictates everyone has a right to take a peek.
Westworld was kind of a crazy deal because the premise of Westworld is no rules, no boundaries. You can do anything you want. And when the guests came through there, and literally they put 100,000 or more people through there in 4 days of South by Southwest, actually being a part of the Westworld experience. We had one night, I had to disarm a man who was at the blackjack table who really wanted to get into a gunfight with one of the actors who had one of your stunt guns. He pulled a real gun out, and things got pretty tense until I got the gun away from him and had security take him off. But those kind of things are very important, aren't they? They
are, and I think with these activations growing in popularity and the overall excitement that comes behind them, these are things we're going to have to keep addressing more closely as time goes on. And I'm sure you hope as much as I do that South by will come back next year and continue to raise the bar.
Hey, well, listen, tell the guns.com viewers some of the projects that will have your footprint on them.
Well, guess what? I'm real happy to announce that here in 2018, three films we stunt coordinated on have just been released.
Oh, really? What are they?
The first one is called 11:01 a.m., a horror suspense contemporary piece. The second one is The Scent of Rain and Lightning with Will Patton, Micah Monroe, several other actors and actresses. Bonnie Bedelia, by the way, was just released. Contemporary Western, check it out, it's great. And my personal favorite, the period Western, directed by the wonderful James Cotton, Painted Woman, has finished its theatrical run and is now available on all the venues online to purchase it. Guns.com, check us out.